Hey guys, what's up? Sil here, and this is my level 24 Twink Holy Paladin on Kel'Thuzad US. Today we're going to be looking at my current gear, what gear and transmogs I'm shooting for in the future, and just some highlights of the Shotgun and Powerhouse. So thanks guys again for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Alrighty guys, in the first part of this video we're going to be talking about my current gear set and what kind of gear I'm going to be going for in the future, because right now I am nowhere near best in slot. But let's go ahead and just go over my gear and kind of talk about the different options you have. So very first, my helmet is the Mystical Coif of Elements. This is an heirloom helmet that you can pick up from the guild vendor. I can't remember if it's the helmet or the cloak. I think maybe it's the pants. That's level 20, but I'm not sure. If I may be mistaken, you may be able to get this at level 10 guild, but it may also be 20, so please don't quote me on that. But again, right now this is the current helmet I'm using. You can also use the Tattered Dreadmist mask, which is the cloth one. For me, I think it's kind of cooler for transmogs because there's a lot more like cloth helmets at this level that are cooler, but anyways, you can go with this one. I think I chose this one because my transmog helmet anyways is the one from the Blizzard store, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually pick a armor type, but anyways, I chose this one because it's male and because it provides some good stamina, intellect, also spirit, and which has the critical strike rating, which is great for healing as well. So second, for my necklace, we have the Brilliant Necklace, which is a pretty decent necklace. I wouldn't say it's best in slot, but it is a toss-up. So right now, again, it has the 2 strength, 2 agility, 1 stamina, 2 intellect, and 2 spirit, and it's actually made by players. It's made by people with the jewel crafting profession. So you can get this one easy. I say this is kind of like a quote-unquote budget necklace. You can get this one, again, easily. Probably just pick it up from your auction house, or if you know a jewel crafter, one can just whip one up for you. The other alternative to it, I'm going to have it up on the screen here, is Overlord's Favor. That's actually a great one. That's the one I'm going to be shooting for in the future. But again, I said I'm not really best in slot right now, so I'm going to show you guys kind of what you can work with on a budget. So then coming down next, we have our Mystical Pauldrons of the Elements, and they're also enchanted with 14 spell power and 8 critical strike. Now I'm going to put that enchantment on the screen right now too, and that one is for getting, I think it is maybe honored or revered. I don't actually have it pulled up right now, so you'll be able to see it on the screen, but with the Aldor faction in the Burning Crusade. So luckily I was already exalted with the Aldor and the Scryers on my level 90 Paladin, so I just shot these right over to my Paladin and then put those on him and sent them right back. It's really easy to get those. If you're not exalted, I'd recommend getting exalted with the Aldors or the Scryers. Really good faction to be exalted with. Has some great lore storyline, and then also you can pick up this awesome enchant. So going down to my back, we have the Ancient Blood Moon Cloak, which is again an heirloom cloak, and it's enchanted with 7 intellect. You can also enchant it with superior defense, but I just like the intellect because I think the more intellect I have, the better as a holy paladin. So then going down, we have the Mystical Vest of Elements, and this one is enchanted with 188 mana. I had a different enchant on there. I had the Major Health enchant, but I found that the increased mana just helps all around. Without the increased mana, I think I was sitting at like a 900 mana pool, and you do regain mana fairly quickly, but I think it's just better for me anyways if you enchant it with 188 mana. I think it's disputed which one is best in slot, but for me it was kind of a clear decision. So going down cosmetically, I just have the red lumberjack shirt. That's made by a player as well with tailoring. I just chose it because I thought it looked kind of cool matching the red of my outfit. Then we have my Tabard of the Wormrest Accord. I'm going to be releasing a video on how to get that. If you don't know how to get it, you can look it up. It's on the Twink info forums. It's fairly easy to get. Again, I'm going to be releasing a video on how to get that tabard. It's really simple and it adds a very nice touch. But it was either this tabard or here, let me pull up my Atlas loot real quick. It's disputed between this tabard or the Tabard of Flame, which I think looks fantastic considering I'm going for the whole fire look and I'm using the title Flame Warden. So it's disputed. I may be using this one in the future, or I may be using this one, maybe sticking with it. So we'll have to see in the future. So moving down to the next slot, we have our Spider Tank Oil Rags, and this is actually a cloth wrist. It's got 6 intellect and 6 spirit. You can use the uninsured bracers with healing power. That's one of my buddy uses that has a holy paladin, but again, I think these are awesome. They provide great intellect, great spirit, and I have them enchanted with 15 stamina. So moving over, we have our Devout Aura Stone Hammer. It's an heirloom mace that you can get for 2,200 Justice points. Don't quote me on that one again. It's been a long time since I've actually purchased these heirlooms. And I have that enchanted with Power Torrent. So a lot of people, I've noticed, a lot of healing set Twinks either use the Mighty Intellect or Jade Spirit. I prefer Power Torrent, A, just because it looks cool, and B, I think in the long run with the proc, it's incredible. Once you see on some of these clips, I'm going to show you guys in just a little bit, you'll see when my Power Torrent procs, the damage and the healing is just insane. So I feel like during that proc window, it's fantastic, but again, you can choose whatever you would like. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. So then moving over, we have the Heirloom Shield, the Weathered Observer Shield, and I have that enchanted with 14 stamina. I did have the Superior Stamina, or the Superior Spirit, enchant on there. That was plus 10 stamina and plus 10 spirit, but I found the spirit is really, it really doesn't really make or break the enchant. I thought I would rather take the plus 4 stamina because the spirit is not like that incredibly viable. Most of the fights in this bracket anyways are very short, just similar to like the 70 bracket. If you've ever seen 270 rogues battling it out, they go very, very quickly and they end in like a matter of seconds. So the fights are really that long, so it's not like you're going to be withstanding a 15 or 10 minute boss fight. So I thought the 4 stamina was a little bit better than having that extra 10 spirit. So moving up, we have the Hillman's Leather Gloves. You also can have a variety of different gloves. I'm going to be putting a link in the description below to a bunch of other 24 Holy Paladins that you can see that just have different kind of gear setups and see what works for them. But this is the one that I thought worked for me. It was easily on a budget. I think I picked these gloves up for about 30 to 40 gold on the auction house, and this is again on the Kel'Thuzad Alliance US server, and this is actually one of my only characters on the server. I have a 90 priest on this server, but I barely ever play her, so she's got little to zero gold on it. So I picked it up really for a budget, although the enchanted 24 stamina is a little bit more expensive. I think I picked that one up for about 500 or 600 gold, but that is definitely the best slot enchant for those gloves. But you could also go with healing power. I used to have healing power on a 19 Holy Paladin Twink before you were able to put these on the gloves, but again, you know, it really doesn't make that much of a difference, but these are the best in slot ones. So moving down from my belt, we have the G-Team belt, and this one is from the quest in Nomergon, so you can also get Belt of the High Shaman, but I really do recommend the G-Team belt. It's mail, it adds that extra armor, it's got 8 stamina, 5 intellect, and 5 spirit, which is fantastic. It's really easy to get, it's free, just run through the dungeon, complete the quest, and you got it. Now moving down, I've got the Mystical Kilt of the Elements, which is another heirloom pant, and then it's enchanted with 38 spell power and 22 stamina. I'm pretty sure, again, don't quote me, but I think that is the Sapphire Spell Thread enchant. It's really awesome. 38 spell power is a huge bonus, and 22 stamina, again, is incredible. So it's great to see those back. I haven't really been in the twinking world, haven't been back into the twinking world, or even WoW per se, in a very long time. Believe it or not, let me go ahead and just do a slash played real quick, but this character has only been played, total time played, 21 hours, 43 minutes, and 59 seconds. Over 500 honorable kills in all this, just from that short amount of time, not even a full day of playtime. So again, you can really get this kind of stuff quickly. You don't have to spend days and months playing a Twink to actually have them decent. Well, it used to when, you know, the lucky fishing hat and stuff at 19 was the best in slot. That took a little bit longer, but now with all these heirlooms and different options, it makes twinking a whole lot easier to just jump right in the fun. Now, before you laugh at my boots, these are the most pathetic boots you will ever see. Again, I'm trying to go for the cloth boots in Nomergon, but it's from one of the optional bosses, and I still can't find a group to run them. But yeah, they are the unfortunate treads. That's the name fits it well. They're 2 stamina and 2 intellect, or 2 critical strike, excuse me. I think they're from a quest like close to level 9 or 10. They're they're quest boots, they're horrible, and gosh, I'm saving an enchant in my bags for those, but I just need to get those boots first. And then the rings also are definitely not best in slot, but they are not too bad. So Ring of the Twilight Shadows can be made by a jewel crafter. I picked this one up off the auction house for just 15 gold. I think it's a great substitute. Ideally, you want the gear from Nomergon. I think that's the current one of the best in slot rings here. Let me go ahead and take a look at my... Let's go down and find Nomergon, and then we'll be able to see the final boss. So this one right here, the electronic, or no, excuse me, not that one. This one right here. So the charged gear rolls 4 arcane resistance, 4 nature resistance, and then 2 stats. So I've seen a couple different paladins have ones with like +5 spirit and stamina, or +5 intellect and +5 stamina. So it's really good. That's definitely a best in slot ring there. But I thought for picking this up for 10 to 15 gold off the auction house, it's definitely a good alternative. So going down, we have the gloaming band, which I think I got from, my goodness, I can't remember the name right now. It's from one of the dungeons, Blackrock Spire. No, Blackrock Spire, that's a higher level one. Well, it's from one of these dungeons. I can't remember, I'm sorry, the name totally slipped my mind, but you can look it up online. I thought it was not bad. Again, it's not the best in slot 1. Hopefully I'm shooting for those 2 charged rings, but for now it's definitely a good substitute. So my trinkets here, I've got the Swift Hand of Justice, which I'm going to be switching out for the other one. I found that 7 haste really doesn't make a whole big difference at all. I really don't notice it again because most of your spells for Holy you want to use is primarily Holy Shock. Again, I use a lot of Denounce, but the cast time is already fairly quickly, and with taking that off, we'll be able to look at the difference here. So once we take the trinket off, it was a 1.45, now it's a 1.49. The difference is pretty much negligible. So I think I'm going to go with the other heirloom trinket that is plus 7 intellect. I think that'll be better, and that also adds a boost to the spell power as well. But this trinket I think is absolutely amazing. It's definitely, I think, one of the best in slots. Again, I think it's comparable with the AGM, the Arena Grand Master trinket. It's the Inherited Mark of Tyranny, and it's a heirloom trinket. It adds 8 PvP resilience, and the use increases maximum health by 15% for 15 seconds. So while we activate it, if you guys look, we have 2,638 HP. While we activated it, we have 3,033 HP. So that adds a nice boost for a good 10 to 12 seconds. So I think when you're in that kind of crap situation, you're carrying the flag, or you're really trying to stay alive, if you pop that, it adds a great health boost, and I think it's super worth it. So now, going over the Transmog real quick, the Transmog was not very cheap at all. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. The helmet that I have right now, Transmog, the Jewel of the Fire Lord, you can pick that one up off the Blizzard store, I think for $15 US. I don't know what the conversion over is to euros, but again, you can probably just check that one online. The rest of my gear set primarily is the Battleforge set. I'm sure you can look that one up on the auction house as well. A lot of the pieces weren't cheap. I think this set cost me about 200 to 2,500 gold to buy pretty much all the set. I do have the gloves, but I don't have any mail gloves for it, so I can't transmog. I don't actually have them in my bags with me currently, but yeah, I do have the mail gloves for it, which I think they look fantastic, but I found a good leather red substitute for that. So anyways guys, that was an overlook of my gear. If you have any questions or comments about the gear, feel free to leave them below, and if you have any other best in slots that I didn't name or I didn't show on the screen, again, feel free to leave it in the description below. I'd love to look at it, and I'd love to check it out. I like theory crafting and trying new stuff out. But anyways guys, hope you liked the gear segment. We're going to be moving on to some kick butt clips of this shotgun powerhouse. So thanks guys again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys soon.
Fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Now watch it spread all through the hood, I'm back controlling the block. Get fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Now watch it spread all through the hood, I'm back controlling the block. Get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill. Yeah, I'm bouncing the hopper, nigga, you can't stop me. Bouncing. Nigga, you can't stop. Bounce. Watch it spread all through the hood, I'm back controlling the block. Get fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Now watch it spread all through the hood, I'm back controlling the block. Get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Get fresh off the grill, get fresh off the grill. Yeah, I'm bouncing the hopper, nigga, you can't stop me. Fresh off the grill, nigga, keeping it hot. Bow.